It literally hasn't even been 24 hours since the end of our first preseason game, and already Brandon Beane's seen enough. Welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to this breaking news edition of Believers Talk, where we're going to talk Buffalo Bills trade. That's right, like I said, less than 24 hours after our first preseason game, and Brandon Beane and this front office already wheeling and dealing, making trades to make this team the best they can. Before we do that, however, I want to remind everyone, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and again, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this trade. We can look at this trade a multitude of different ways. First of all, of course, you can think about the fact that we trade Eli Harold, the guy that we picked up in free agency back in April. He was more of a depth signing back when we got him, but there were some people thinking that he could provide good things for this Buffalo Bills team. You're talking about a guy who had 4 sacks last season for the Lions, but only had 10 tackles in his limited snaps. Now, he didn't start all the games he played in last season, but you talk about the 4 sacks at the defensive end position. Obviously, someone who could get to the quarterback. But if you watch yesterday's preseason game, what's one thing everybody from every Bills reporter is talking about, right? Obviously, the Bills have a lot of depth on defense, so this is a luxury that we have with that depth when bad things happen to other positions, specifically for us, our offensive line, with both Bodine and McDermott going out yesterday. That means that we can afford to wheel and deal some of our depth players. Now, I'm not saying I'm a fan of watching Eli Harold go. Again, you can let me know in the comment section below what you think about this trade, but Eli Harold was definitely having a tough time coming into Buffalo and making a name for himself as a Buffalo Bill. He was stuck on that third string again. Played limited snaps yesterday in the second half. Had recorded that 1 tackle. That's it. So, when you have the depth that the Bills do at defense, it's worth the trade consideration. Now, could we gotten more for Eli Harold than just Ryan Bates, who was an undrafted free agent by the Philadelphia Eagles? Maybe, but we don't know what we have yet in Ryan Bates. One thing that I read about Ryan Bates that I really liked, the moment I read about him, I said, okay, this is a Coach McDermott guy. Everyone talks about his toughness and everyone talks about his versatility, okay? So I was like, okay, then this is definitely a Coach McDermott Buffalo Bills type move where you get a guy who's very versatile on the offensive line. We'll talk about all the different offensive line positions he played when he went to the University of Pennsylvania State University. So when he went to Penn State, and we'll also talk about his toughness a little bit too. Just the things he did on the field, some of his awards that he won while in college. I know he was an undrafted free agent, but this definitely adds depth to our offensive line, to an offensive line that, again, already out without Mitch Morse. Now it's going to be without Russell Bodine. Connor McDermott's going to be out on concussion protocol. We all know that John Feliciano and Spencer Long, they've missed time. We know what happened with the retirement of Asiata, and we also know what happened to the injury to Ladron Waddle. So obviously this offensive line has taken its hits. We need to get depth there. We need to sign some players and get some depth to complete this preseason and figure out what's the best offensive line to start. Just because this guy signed after the first preseason game doesn't mean he doesn't have a chance to make the team. I think he has a chance to make the team. I think it's going to be very hard for him to do that. I think we know where our starting 5 is going to be, and then once everyone's healthy, I think the roster will kind of fill itself out. But you just can't guarantee that everyone's going to be healthy come the start of the season. And this guy can fill a major role in that, again, due to his versatility. Talk about a guy that redshirted in 2015. In 2016, he played 14 games for Penn State, played 10 games at left guard, then played 4 games at left tackle. So there you go, a little bit of that versatility already paying off in his second year in 2016. 2017, he gets hurt, misses 3 games for Penn State, comes back, plays all the 2017 season at left tackle. And then last year, 2018, he plays in 14 games again, plays at both the left and right tackle position throughout the season. So you're talking about a guy who on the Lions played left guard, left tackle, and right tackle. So he's played 3 of the 5 positions on the offensive line. Last year, one was named to a 3rd All Big Ten team. So pretty good accomplishment for a guy who was on the interior line there for Penn State, a team that was fighting for the Big Ten championship. In a lot of those seasons he was there, he blocked for guys like Saquon Barkley, and he barked for the guy that was just drafted this year for Penn State. I forget his name off the top of my head, but you'll remind me in the comment section below. Again, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this trade. Again, the Buffalo Bills trade Eli Harold to the Philadelphia Eagles for offensive lineman Ryan Bates. Again, multitude of ways to think about this trade. You can think of it positively as we get a player in need for not that much, right? If you look at Eli Harold, you look at his contract, he wasn't due to make that much money. In fact, he only counts towards $90,000 of the Buffalo Bills salary cap. That's less than 1/10 of a percentage of the Buffalo Bills salary cap. That's not too bad. But even if he would have made the team, he was only going to be due $735,000. So when you look at that contract compared to an undrafted free agent's contract, it's very similar. So we're not losing too much as far as money is concerned. Again, only $90,000 towards dead cap money, so that's not too bad. Eli Harold, again, only had one tackle in yesterday's game. Limited snaps in the second half for Eli Harold, so you knew that this was a possibility just because of the lack of snaps he was getting, because of our depth on defense, and you just knew that the Buffalo Bills needed an offensive lineman. So go ahead, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the Buffalo Bills trading Eli Harold to the Philadelphia Eagles for Ryan Bates, offensive lineman. And again, guys, we will be seeing the Philadelphia Eagles. They come to Buffalo. I think it's in late October. I will be at the game the last Sunday in October. I will be able to see him again, see if he's been able to produce for the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, this could just be a scheme thing. You know, some players do better in one scheme than they do another scheme. And for Eli Harold, he was just having a hard time getting what the Buffalo Bills were doing, and that's okay. We trade him. We wish him the best of luck, and then we bring in a position of need. So that's a good thing. Now, when you look from a talent perspective, wasn't an even trade. Did the Eagles make out here and get Eli Harold, a known commodity for some degree? I mean, he's 25 years old. You know, he had 4 sacks last year, 3 sacks the year before that. So he's a defensive end that can get to the quarterback for an unknown offensive lineman that was an undrafted free agent. Did we get all we could have for the talent that we were trading? Was that an even trade? I would say no. I think that the Eagles made out a little bit at that regard. So if you're asking me who won this trade, who lost this trade, you're going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. But I am going to look past that and say, you know what? This regime, Brandon Beane, this front office, they've earned my trust to trust trades like this, to say, hey, they know what we need. And again, this is a position need, the offensive line, and they know what we're looking for this team. It doesn't always have to be the most talented players on this team to make this team a better team. It just needs to be the right fit. And again, you talk about this guy's toughness, you talk about this guy's versatility. Those are 2 words up Coach McDermott's alley. And so I hope to see good things from Ryan Bates this season, or at least this preseason. So let me know what you think about this trade. Again, guys, subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment. Do not forget that 2019 is going to be a fun year for us at Believers. Not only are we teaming up with BewareTheStampede.com, so go to www.BewareTheStampede for all of your Buffalo Bills news. We are also teaming up with hashtag Sports. If you are already a part of Hashtag Nation, guys, they have 2 great guys over there with Mario and Paul. Great channel. Go over to them on YouTube. Subscribe to them on YouTube. But not only are we going to be on YouTube, guys, we're going to be on Sportscaster.com. So go ahead and go over to Sportscaster.com. That's where you're going to find us live. They're going to be live tomorrow, Saturday morning, so make sure to check that out. And we will be live, whether it be Mario and Paul or whether it be myself, every Sunday during the regular season for every single Buffalo Bills game. We hope you join us. Again, you can subscribe over there. It's easy to do. It's free to do. And then you can leave comments over there. Or you can join us as a guest and just watch. A lot of cool features over there. So hope you guys join us. If not, it's not going to interfere with our YouTube content at all. So we'll still be here on YouTube as well. So subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that like button. And again, leave a comment what you think about the Buffalo Bills trading Eli Harold for Ryan Bates. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.